Welcome to Trading Lounge and the gold silver report for the 16th of April, and starting with silver here on a weekly chart, just to have a look at a couple of things here. First of all, the stochastics is pulling back, giving us a buying signal. Secondly, we can see that the move down through here is on lower volume. That means that the sellers are drying up, so to speak. So we would need to see increased volume this month. We've seen slightly, if we get in and have a closer look here, the volume's been coming down each month. But this second bar here is a little bit higher than the first one, so that second bar in here, so that's a positive sign. We'd like to see this bar here also be higher than the previous bar, because for a trend to be a trend in either direction, you need increased volume. So we need to confirm the price action with the volume. In terms of the wave count, this would be one logical way to look at this, with wave 3 here, an A wave, a B wave, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for this. And you could note that down as a running flat correction, part of the flat family. You could also label it with wave 1 up here and wave 2 here. I know that's controversial, but it's possible. But this would probably be better because it would be in sync with gold at that point. Okay, let's go in and take a closer look. We'll have a look at the daily chart to start with. So on the daily chart, we could look at it like this, as I just mentioned, with wave 3 over here, an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 4. I need to lift it up a degree of structure, but that's okay for the labeling, but that's okay for the time being. So we're looking for, if this is, like there's a big if here just yet, but it's looking good and it's confirming that we're going to be going higher, at least up to the next level here. But if all is well here, then we'll see this market move up into 3,200, 3,300 in this regard. There's a fair bit of accumulation under this level here. It's traveled more sideways than it has down, like gold has. So this means that this market is stronger and sort of leading because it's closer to its previous highs than gold is. So it's likely to have, markets that lead tend to have a longer range in them than markets that follow. Not that saying, we know gold is a bigger market than silver. Bitcoin has just taken over silver, I think, in terms of in market cap, but gold is still 8 to 12 trillion, depending on how you account for circulation and so on. Either way, yeah, we should see a move up in silver now. This is the time to start looking at silver stocks, and it would be nice just to get past this. It's okay to label it wave 1 here and 2 like I have, but it would be really nice. What we're looking for is to actually get 5 waves up here, the first 5 waves up here, and then there'll be a retracement after that. But to get those first 5 here, that will tell us that we're going to get another 5. It will also take us away from any possibility of this being in 3 waves here, because 3 waves is corrective. So, because what could happen here was we could have 5 waves from this low, we could have 5 waves up here, and then turn down again from that point. So because we got 5 here, we can get another 5 over here. We know that. But what we're looking for, we'll also be able to sort of get a bit of an idea as well, because corrective patterns tend to have equality. So wave A here, B and C. So wave A and wave C can be roughly the same length. Now, if it was going to be, an impulse wave, well, then wave 3 is likely to be 60% longer than wave 1 here. So we'll look at those sorts of things. We can also look at C waves are normally quite lazy compared to wave 1. So wave 1 is quite chirpy. If it was wave C as a corrective pattern, as an ABC, the wave C would be more lazy on more of an angle. And a wave 3 would be even, just as chirpy as wave 1 here for that. So the personality of the structure can help us as well for this. So I think I could just about come to the hourly chart for this, just cruise into this part down the bottom here. So we looked at this as wave 1 coming up and wave 2 here, and then moving up through here further. So this wave 3 would need to be up here further. There's probably a, don't need that now. Yesterday we talked about being long and all those sorts of things, so that's all good. We've got a couple of positions in there. So yeah, like what we've got to be careful of this a little bit is we've got wave 1 here and 2 here. We're probably, in counting this here, it's a little bit messy in here. I can check on the tick chart. We've probably got wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 in here. So if I had to just guess with this here, we can put that wave 3 there, and then we'll come back for a wave 4, and then that there. So it'll be something like that for that wave 3, and then there'll be an ABC for wave 4, and then we'll need to see wave 5 up here somewhere. So yeah, so based on this 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this one, so that will be that length there. And then this one here could be that one, and so on. And then we can look at wave 4 being here for that. And wave 5 up there to make. So that's where the problem is going to be at this 5th wave here. I mean, we're going to get a correction here. We're going to get a correction here anyway for that. Oops, wrong one. Sorry about that. So it's at this point here, working through this, if we can confirm that's going to be an ABC for a wave 4 here, then we'll be fine. We know that we'll be going up, making new highs for silver at that point. But we need to get past this possible A wave, B wave, and C wave here. So I'll just put that in there as a C wave, just to remind us and keep us honest, keep us honest on our toes, so to speak. Yeah. I don't think the tick chart's going to give us much more information than that, but we'll check. No, I haven't updated it, but that's okay. We'll head over to gold. So gold on the weekly chart here as well, just to go over this a little bit, we're looking for wave 3, 4, and going up for wave 5 here for this, and we're looking at 1 and 2 here, and then 5 waves here, going up to wave 5, up to wave 3. We've come back for wave 4, and yeah, we're sitting nicely on this trend line through here now. Not that that's here nor there. Once again, we've seen volume coming down through here in this move through here. We can see that we've got nice support coming in on one of these volume bars here, probably the second one here. We need to see increasing volume now in this trend here. That's the main point with all of this. I think we should be finished here basically, but we just need to be diligent on our toes. It's possible for it to, possible for this to have this rally as a corrective rally, to the 50-60% retracement level, wherever that may be, and have another 5 waves down. It's possible, so we just got to be careful. We need to look at this structure. It's not like this has been the nice cleanest structure that we've sort of ever seen, but it's pulled back to where we wanted it to pull back to, and yeah, it's done all the right things. So let's see if we get this turn now. We just need to confirm that as we move higher for all of this. So there's a couple of ways of looking at the low. And I want to just explain them, and I'll just keep them in the background. One of them is this one here, where we have wave 1 here and 2 here. And the other one is 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 here. So it's possible, a bit of a long shot. But the other one is where we've got wave 4 sitting right on that low there for that. I won't go into the bigger picture of all of that just now because we're more focused on the uptrend here. So taking it from this low, we can look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2, and building through here. So yesterday we talked about going long through here, or over the we were long here and then bringing it down to this point and so on with this. So that's where we're looking at this point. So if I can just bring this in, we're looking at wave 1 here and 2 here, and then up for wave 3 there. I've got that target pretty much from just getting the top of wave 1 there, bringing that down to the low here in that, and then just lifting this up, putting that on top on the low of roughly there on this low here, and then we get the 161 here for this. So that's kind of that's the natural target that you'd look for with the third wave in that case. But we'll just see how we plot along here. We'll just watch this build. I don't see any problems here of continuing to build higher through here. The 18 is the next biggest number that we need to be looking at, and from the midpoint here, which is the 50, because we were always talking about we would be long on support of 50. Now, we didn't quite get a tested support on 50, but we had this ABC pattern here, and then up for 1 here and an AB. So that means we can just taken that top out there. So it wasn't such a big deal. The market had already spent time at the 50, below the 50, and had the right wave structure. So then we've got the midpoint 50 here, then we've got group 2 here. So this is important to understand. Group 2 is 65, 72, and 80 here. So that will come into play. As you can see, it's coming into play now. So we can just continue to drill in here somewhat. So this is just the hourly chart, just getting a bit more of a view on this here. I'll need to count that as well, but yeah, so look, we're long. We can put a stop in here now for this. I'll just keep it under here. You could put it much closer if you wanted to, but we really just want to allow the next structure to complete before we move our stop up there. This is a corrective pattern here, so that will just pop up when it's ready in here. There'll be another corrective pattern in this space here. It's trying to get into group 2. It's not in there yet, do you know? So the 65, 72, and 80, so it's had the arrival, the reaction, so it needs to get up. Once it sits in there, then it won't come back at that point. Then it'll just keep climbing up through group 2 there. Probably don't. I'll just leave that there. That's the sort of structure that we're looking for. Let me just have a look on the tick chart. I don't think I've updated this on the tick chart. I started counting it yesterday, as you know, and we talked about piling in here in different ways, so that's all paid off very nicely. And we've got our stop there. This will be a little way forward to pull back. I need to figure this out in here. Looks like 5 waves down here though, doesn't it? So we may end up, just looking at this, we may end up with a corrective pattern coming back in here and another 5 coming down here in this. Might just get a bit bigger. I'm just saying, it looks like 5. I can see 5 waves in this section, 5 in this section to that low there. That's the low. I just don't know if I can get an ABC out of that. Yeah, I've got to sort that out in here. It looks like 5 waves. It may be the A wave to here, the B wave to here, and then all of this is the C wave. So it might be okay. But look, the trend is up. It just needs to finish this correction. So that's it, really. We should look at GDX as well. So GDX here is very much like, this is a daily chart for GDX, and it's very much like a lot of stocks, a lot of gold stocks in terms of what's happening off the low here. And one of the main problems that we've got, that you'll be facing, is that we can see that we've got a 5-wave structure in this first move here. All right, and then we've got our corrective move, and then we've got another 5 waves here. It's probably 1 and 2 in here, and 3 and 4 and 5 in here. So really, we really need to see this market just take out this top here. And even if I'm wrong here, we've got a wave 4. We just got to get past this wave 5 waves here to really confirm, because if it's going to fail, this can be an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here and fail at that point and move down. So we do need to move higher. I mean, normally what I'm looking for off the low is an impulse wave, and we don't have that yet, do we? That's what tells us we'll be going. That tells us the direction of the market. But what we've got so far is a corrective pattern here. So this is what we're trying to, this is what I'm trying to justify. So we need to work past this A, B and C pattern here for this. It's always been the same case. I mean, it's possible this can be wave 1 here and wave 2 here, then wave 1 and back for wave 2 and then continuing to move up. So that's, that's highly probable as well, but I can't ignore the fact that this is in 3 waves so far. That's the important point here. Now, you may have an opinion, but I think it's good to be open-minded and look at both, understand both of these, because this is where all the stock is here. I want to trade some gold stocks up because it'll be a nice long trend, but is it ready yet? Do we have another low to make yet? Because if that's corrective, then we've got another 5 waves to come down here further. So that's the problem here for this. And having this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2, then you can kind of see why, when we look at gold, for instance, come back to maybe, can't remember which, this chart here, you can kind of understand why I've got this as wave 1 here and 2 here, then 1 and 2 here, and that would sort of match up with GDX here being wave 1 here and 2 here and 1 here and 2 here and moving off. I mean, that could even be 1 and 2 in here, 3, 4 and 5 here, and that could be the ABC correction here, because these corrections have been so small anyway, so that could just pop up from there. So if we can see it move up here a little bit further, I'd be much happier with it. I should look at that on the intraday chart. I have to find one. But yeah, look, that's the story, and all the stocks are the same. So all the gold stocks, most gold stocks, 95% of gold stocks will pretty much be in this particular pattern. So we have to move past it to be able to build into a longer term trade. So that's just, bear that in mind. Don't go sort of crazy yet into this market. There's a lot of the resources are moving up. If you watch the Australian video, you'll see the crude, which is on our chart, on our website anyway, the crude chart, oil chart. But you'll see the iron ore chart and also the copper chart in the video. The copper and the iron ore in the Australian video. So all of those stocks will be sort of moving up, so they can all move together, which would be nice. So we'll see if this is, I'm still concerned that we've got another leg down, so we've got to get past that. It's just that we haven't seen a nice 5-wave structure to the upside yet. And this one here being so short, it would be this, I'll just get rid of that. This one here we could call wave 1 and 2 here, and then we'd have to look at this one being wave 1 and 2 in here for this. So this structure would be part of this structure. That's what I'm hoping. And then this would be 1 and 2 here. and then 1 and 2, so a bigger structure building. So I don't know that yet. So yeah, let's just see how we go. Still gathering information, but like, you know, we're trading this up here for gold and silver. We may just have to get out at some point, that's all. But we should get out with a small profit. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.